Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? I pulled into the strip mall here, so I wanted to read some comments on the vlog before I started vlogging. I got so tired. I was like, oh my God, I'm falling asleep in the car. I had the heat on. The same thing happened last night. I had the heat on, and earlier I now have two of these things. I have one on this side of this. This one is, it's called like Aqua, I think. And then I have the forest one over here, and it's not completely dead yet, but I thought it was. And the smell of the two together is fantastic in here. And it literally smells like fresh laundry. And I was sitting here, I made a cup of coffee before I left the house, and I thought it would wake me up a little bit, but I was kind of sitting here reading comments, and I was like, I am so relaxed right now. And then I started thinking about like being at home with the dogs in bed with their little comfort blankets, and I was like, oh, I could be so cozy right now. So we're gonna try to get my second wind because I need to listen to some of my audiobook tonight, like with all seriousness. I actually started today listening to the Peterisms book for this month. There were two. The first one is called Make Your Bed. And it's this military officer who Admiral something, that he was retired. And so he did like a speaking, he did the, what do you call it? The graduation speech at like, I think the University of Texas or something in 2014. And this is like, he turned his speech into a book about like the 10 lessons he learned. Well, I think he was a Navy SEAL by being a Navy SEAL. I literally just started it. I'm not even on lesson 1 yet. He's just kind of like doing the intro to it. So I started that today because I want to finish that book, because that's the February book for Peterisms channel, because I'm doing like an inspirational, motivational, you know, self-help. I don't necessarily love that word, but self-help book every month. So that was the book I picked. But then I did like an extra credit book, which is what I called it, but just an extra book. And I did Proof of Heaven by Dr. Eben Alexander. He's a neurologist who had a near-death experience. And I already read that and finished that. And then I'm reading Hand on the Wall by Maureen Johnson, which is the third part of the Truly Devious series. I'm just like really having a hard time getting into it. I think part of it is I don't really, like I said this last night, I don't remember a ton of what happened in the last book. Like I remember it, but like as they're talking, look at this little lip gloss that I pulled out. I had pulled my lip gloss out earlier to use. Where is it in here? As they're talking, this fanny pack is a mess. I have receipts and all kinds of crap. 15 lip balms and everything up in here. Here it is. This is a new Marc Jacobs lip gloss that I love. I think it's called Lip Oil is actually what it's called. But anyway, yeah, I'm just having a hard time getting into that book. Somebody said in my vlog tonight that they had finished reading The Silent Patient about a month ago, which I actually purchased because somebody recommended it to me on here. Plus Tanya read it and she about told me the whole thing and said it was really good. And it's been on the bestseller list on Audible forever, but I haven't listened to it yet. You know, the thing is, I love thrillers so much that I think I could just read thrillers the whole year. I don't necessarily feel like I have to change like genres. Like sometimes I feel like, well, I should try to read something different. It was interesting because we went out to dinner tonight, and I'll talk about that in a second, but Sarah, Alex's best friend, she and I were sitting across from each other and at the end of the table, and so she had made it like one of her goals for 2020 that she wanted to read like 3 books, and she's already read one. The first book that she read was Behind Her Eyes by Sarah Pinborough, which was like one of my favorite books that I read a couple years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. It was really a good book, really good thriller. And I read like The Girl, I was gonna say The Girl on the Train, but that was the year before, I think. I read The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn, and then, which the movie should be coming out soon, and then I read Behind Her Eyes by Sarah Pinborough. I think it was like back to back I read them. And they were different, but similar in kind of how they were like built, and the story, but the story was very different. But as far as like kind of like an untrustworthy narrator where you don't really know what's going on or what's not going on, like it was very similar in that, but like the reasoning for it was different. So anyway, she like showed me that Delia Owens book. She had just bought it, and she said, "Have you heard of this?" She said, "I put up a thing on Facebook like asking people for recommendations for my next book, and a lot of people said this book." And I said, "Oh yeah," I said, "everybody has told me to read that book. My cousin Caroline, who Sarah knows real well," I said, "Caroline loved that book." I said, "I haven't listened to it yet. I said, it's been on my list for like a year or 2 years now, and I haven't read it. It's been on the bestseller list for over a year. It's supposed to be fantastic. Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens, but I haven't listened to it yet." So I don't know, maybe next month, because it's not going to happen. Or maybe I'll read it this month. I don't know. I've still got next week. We'll see. So I think this weekend, well, this weekend is now, I'm going to try to finish at least one of these 2 books I'm reading. The Make Your Bed is only an hour and 59 minutes, and I'm listening to it at 1.5 speed. He talks real fast, so I can't listen to it any faster than that. So, I mean, I'll be done with that in like 2 hours, because it's only 2 hours long. And then I want to finish Hand on the Wall, but I really want to get into it and enjoy that, because I really like that series. I'm just hoping that I start getting more interested in it. It's also harder for me when I only listen to like 20 minutes of a book a day. Like if I go in and I listen to like an hour and a half or 2 hours, like, you know, or an hour and a half, 2 hours, like I'm really into it. Like I can't wait to get back in the car and like start listening to it again. It's like very much like when I'm reading a book at home. Like right now I'm reading Funland on my phone on Kindle by Richard Lehman, and I just don't love it. And so, you know, but like when I'm reading a book that I'm really excited about reading and I love it, like I can't wait to come home and like start reading it again and sit down, you know, like I'll make the bed, not the book, but I actually will make the bed, and then, you know, do some chores, and then I'll sit there and read for 15 or 20 minutes, and then I go back and do some other stuff. I've been thinking about getting a new Keurig, because the Keurig that we've had for like, I mean, probably 4 years now. This is like my Christmas cup that I got for free, but it was perfect because it fit underneath there tonight. And I make community coffee that somebody sent me from Louisiana, with one equal, or I don't know what sugar supplement, sugar alternative thing I have in there. I can't remember what it's called. It's the yellow one. But anyway, whatever the yellow sugar thing is, do you guys know which one I'm talking about? So today was a good day. Let's see, it was Saturday. Alex and I both slept up. We both slept in today, and then just kind of hung out in bed for a little bit. And then the dogs were like tired when we got up. Alex had taken them out early, and they were just kind of hanging out. So Alex had to take his car to go do some stuff today. So he went to go do that, and then I went and got coffee, and I ran a couple errands. What did I have to do? There was something I had to do today. I literally like washed all of my clothes from like the trip, and all my t-shirts and everything that's been like sitting there. And so it was either all in the washer or the dryer. And like this shirt, well, this sweatshirt smells so good. It smells like that Gain fabric softener. And I'm out of the fireworks things, though, or whatever they're called, you know, like those little dots. So I need to go get some of those. I really do swear by those. I think they really do like lock in like the fresh smell. But if you want to know what I smell like right now, I smell like Gain laundry detergent with Joe Malone 154, which I adore that cologne. And I feel like I keep on using it and the bottle never goes down, which is crazy. I literally use it like every single day. I love it. It's just kind of a really, like a lot of people will say like, oh, what do you have on? Or like, that's different or whatever. Like, it's a really kind of unnoticeable scent. Like, they don't, like, it's not like overboard, you know what I mean? It's a nice scent, but it's not super strong. But just recently have people started saying stuff to me about it. Like the Creed, people always stop me and say stuff about. Chanel Blue, often people say stuff to me about it. People like that. I think Chanel Blue is a great gift if you want to buy a gift for your husband or yourself or whoever, I guess. But it's not super expensive, and I think it smells super sexy on. I love it when Alex wears it. So let's see. Yeah, and then, but I didn't leave the house till late, and like he left, and then he was gone for like an hour and a half, and then I left, and then he was coming home, and then we were going to our friends for like a birthday dinner tonight. And so I came home. I wanted to film like videos for all of my channels, but like by the time I got home, it was like, what did I do? I feel like I was talking to a friend of mine on the phone. Oh, Mel and I were talking about like where I'm gonna stay, and Mel and I were talking on the phone, and then I talked to somebody else on the phone, and I talked to Tanya on the phone, but that was later. And anyway, then I went home and I filmed a video for my drama channel. And I wanted to film other videos, but at that point, Alex was in the bathroom and he was like taking a shower and he had the music on, and I just was like, you know what, like, I'll just film videos tomorrow. So, I actually because I filmed just a drama video today in my vlog, and I'm thinking tomorrow I might take a little bit of a break too and just like kind of spend the day with Alex and stuff. We'll see. I might film a couple videos. I want to do this review video of like going through my colognes, so I may do that tomorrow. But that's like an easy video to do because I can just sit in the bathroom. And then I may do, if I have a drama video I'm thinking about doing, but it's just kind of like a silly drama video. So I may do that, and then a Peterisms video, plus the vlog. So that'd be 4 videos. But I don't really have tons to talk about unless I do a book tag to talk about. I'm like, do we have a book club tomorrow? Like, do we have a book club tomorrow? No, I think it's a week from tomorrow. Yeah, it's a week from tomorrow. I'm charging my phone. I thought somebody texted me, but they didn't. I hate that it like shows you like where you're going or whatever. Talked to Valerie today. It feels like I talked to a bunch of people on the phone today. So anyway, then I heard him get out of the shower, so I went upstairs. My video was done and I posted it, and then I was like uploading the vlog because I didn't start uploading it till late. And then I took a shower and got out and did my hair. I had like 20 minutes before we had to leave because we had to be over at our friend's house at 7 for this like birthday party, and then we were picking up Sarah on the way because Sarah lives like 2 minutes from us. She lives in our neighborhood, which is so nice. And so we got ready, and then we went to go pick up Sarah, and then we went over to our friend's house, which is like 2 minutes from Sarah's house. We all live in like the same neighborhood. And so it was our friend who it's her birthday, and then it was her husband, and then Alex and I and Sarah, and then our friend whose house we went to first, and then her roommate's boyfriend, and then another friend of theirs that came down from out of town to surprise this girl whose birthday it was. And it was fun. We had a really good time, and we stood around, and my friend like made this really nice setup. She had like champagne for all of them, and she like put this like strawberry puree or something in the bottom of these glasses and then poured champagne in it. Anyway, so that was like, they each had like some champagne, and then she made this like really like great dip with pita bread, these little pita breads, and then macaroons and some kind of nuts that she had sitting out there, and then like cheese and salami and pickle slices and M&Ms. I know it sounds real random, but it was really nice when you looked at it. And the macaroons were like on this thing, like in the middle. It was really nice. So anyway, then we went to this restaurant called Northside Social, which is in Broad Ripple, which is like 10 minutes from where we live. And Alex and I actually used to go there quite a bit for date nights. And they used to have this fantastic macaroni and cheese, but they don't have it anymore. I don't know why restaurants always take the best things off the menu, but they do. Don't you hate that when like you go to a restaurant and you love a certain restaurant, and then they take like your favorite thing off the menu, and it's like, why did you do this? Back in the day, there's this restaurant in Indianapolis, it's a local chain here, and it's called Sam's. It's S-A-H-M-S. I still love it, but we used to go there and eat a lot. Like Tuesday nights before our meeting, there was a group of us that would all go to the meeting together. And before, we would either eat at, if you live in the north side, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's called El Camino. It's this Mexican restaurant in Noblesville. It's literally a hole in the wall, but it's some of the best Mexican food I've ever had in my life. We would either go there or we would go to Sam's. I think maybe sometimes we went to Sam's afterwards because it was open late. And maybe that was why we went to Sam's on Tuesday nights, because we would go out there afterwards. But they had this was when I wasn't a vegetarian. They had a Monte Cristo sandwich, which is like, ham and something, and then it's like deep fried, and then it has like powdered sugar on it, and you dip it, and it was, oh my god, it was so good. And then at Sam's, you used to always, like, with all your meals, you got like a little piece of coffee cake on the side. I love that place. We haven't been there in a long time. There's one by us, actually, and then there's one, that's not the one that we used to go to, but, so we went to Northside Social tonight, and it's like this nice little restaurant, very nice, and, so Sarah's on a fruit cleanse, and they didn't have like anything, and the waiter was probably like one of the best waiters I've ever had in my entire life. They were so nice to us, and because our table got a little loud, but there was really nobody in there because we got there at 8:30 and it was kind of closed down. I mean, it wasn't closed down, they were open till like past 10, but there was only like probably 3 or 4 other tables in there still. And we had this phenomenal waiter. He was just like so good, and he was so funny too. And anyway, so like Sarah was like, do you guys have any fruit on the menu? And he was like, no. And she was like, do you have any fruit back there? Excuse me. And he was like, no, I don't think so. He goes, but I can ask the chef. And he goes, I mean, I'm sure we have some fruit back there. What are you wanting? And so he's like, but I really don't think so. And she's like, never mind. She's like, I'll just, drink my water or whatever. And so I was like, Gal, you cannot just sit here and drink water. And she's like, well, I've had a lot of fruit today anyway, so I'm not concerned about it. And I said, it is what it is. So he came back out. He was like, yeah. And I was like, do you guys don't have anything back there? I mean, she'll do it, whatever. I said, we'll pay whatever, for it. And so he came back. They brought out the nicest fruit plate for her. I mean, it was like a huge fruit plate with like bananas and oranges and grapes and all kinds of stuff. I mean, it was nice. And it was obviously stuff that they, like had around for other things. But it was really nice. Like they did a really nice job of that. And then I got a wedge salad with no bacon. It was okay. They did not have the macaroni and cheese anymore that I used to get. I was kind of like upset about it. And I got, it was some kind of cornbread, and it was just like a piece of cornbread like that big. So I got the wedge salad to start, and then I got this cornbread and then the side of macaroni and cheese, because I kind of had to piece together my meal. And it was this piece of corn, it was not a healthy meal. It was like this piece of cornbread. It was like that thick that it literally just tastes like Jiffy cornbread. And then, with like butter on it, and then this macaroni and cheese that was not great. It wasn't, I mean, it just was like, it was okay. Alex got a Caesar salad with chicken. He said it was fantastic and he loved it. Our friend got shrimp and grits and she said it was fantastic. Everybody else just was like blown away by their food. So we had a really good time. And we were there till a little bit after 10, and it's cold in here. Because I turned the heat off. That might be why. We stayed till after 10, and then they were all gonna go to a piano bar. And our one friend, she went to like cough lozenges or something. So there was enough of us that like half took an Uber, and then I took Alex and our friend and the girl from out of town, and Sarah took her to CVS so she could go inside and get this cold medicine or whatever she was trying to get. Said she didn't feel very good. And then I dropped them off at this piano bar and brought her a ball, and then I took Sarah home because she didn't want to go out and I didn't want to go out. And so they went to this piano bar, and then Alex stayed there for like a drink, and then he took an Uber downtown to meet up with some of his other friends, and so he's downtown now. And he'll probably be coming home soon. So, because he said he wasn't going to stay out real late. And I'm gonna vlog, and then I'm gonna listen to my audiobook for a little bit. But I'm starting to get so tired, so I don't know. Like, these vlogs have been so long lately, like ridiculously long. And I don't even know if people are like, so many people, it's so funny, so many people are saying that they're falling asleep to my vlogs. I should probably try that when I can't sleep. I should try to listen to one of my own vlogs. Maybe that'll put me to sleep. But I love that. I think it's so cute when people are like, yeah, I start listening to Peter's vlog, excuse me, and then I fall asleep, and then I wake up and realize I missed half the vlog. Well, you need to go back and listen to it, because you might have missed something important. But today was a good day. It was fun. It was nice going out tonight. I'm like so excited about going to Phoenix. I was like telling Alex tonight, I was like, and then I looked at this place, and then I looked at that place, because I'm like planning in my head, like, you know, everything. And he was like, I'm so excited that you're, I'm like, I am so excited about it. I can't wait. And Mel texted me today and was like counting down when I'm leaving. And I was like, oh my God, I cannot wait. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so much fun. So anyway, I like that lip gloss, but I think like unless you have like lip balm, maybe I should try that. Here, I'll do that. I don't want like colored lip balm though on. Because some of this lip balm has like color to it, tint, and I don't want to like, here, I'll use this vanilla. Do you love how I hold it up like I'm doing a tutorial? But like some of this lip balm has color in it. Like the other one of this has like a reddish tint to it, I've noticed. Oh my God, today, I don't want it to stain my lip gloss. But let's see if this lip gloss stays on a little bit longer. So many people ask why I drive around in a car and I vlog that are new to this channel, and I know it's very confusing. I don't really know how it started, in all honesty. But for me, I love cars. I think often about the part in Mermaids when Cher told Winona Ryder, Charlotte, she's like, Charlotte, cars are freedom. I love cars. I love to drive. I've always loved to drive. And, you know, I think the vlogging would start and I would like do it and then I would go and like listen to an audiobook. So that's kind of how it started for me. So it was kind of like one thing led into another, if that makes sense. And then people liked the car vlogs. I know people like longer vlogs. I'm not a person, and I'm sure you can tell this, that does roll well, like, just sitting in one space for a long period of time. Like, I can't even watch a TV show for very long or read for very long because I just, like, you know, get antsy. So it helps me to, like, drive around and whatever. And it was at the end, it stopped. Yeah, you know, I film 3 to 4 videos sitting at home in a chair. And I'm at home like almost all day long, with the exception of like going to run a couple errands and, you know, getting coffee. The rest of the day, I'm at home. Like, I get cabin fever like nobody's business. Like, I just, at some points, I'm kind of like, you know, sometimes like I'll get up and like I'll, you know, sometimes like, do meditations, do a face mask or something in the morning, or I'll be sitting around there, I'm like, you know, going through emails, looking at stuff in the computer, doing whatever, and then like I'll realize that it's like 3 o'clock, and I'm like, I haven't even left the house yet today. Like, I haven't gotten coffee, I haven't done anything. I'm like, I have got to get out of this house for a little while. Like, I just feel like cabin fever, right? So like at the end of the day, like tonight is not necessarily that, because obviously, you know, like I was out like for dinner and stuff like that, but like most days, like I'm at home all day, And I don't really have a lot of human interaction other than when Alex comes home, or if I see Tanya to get a fountain pop, or I go to a meeting or something like that. So it's nice for me to like, and not that I have tons of human interaction while I'm driving around in a car, because I have literally absolutely none, right? But it's just kind of like nice to like get out and like drive around and stuff like that. It really, you know what, there's like not, I mean, I don't know that I really have an answer for it, except for I just started it like years ago, and it's just kind of kept up. I do know that like when I started it, it was because like I had seen like a lot of other vloggers. Like I talk a lot about Will and RJ. Now their vlogs were short. Their vlogs were like 10 to 15 minutes, but they would vlog a lot in a car, very similar to this. And, you know, Trisha Paytas and her vlogs a lot. She's in a car. And I think, and there's been other vloggers that I would watch that are in their cars, you know? So like I think for some reason it just kind of was like, oh, I thought that was kind of like a natural thing or whatever. I don't really know how it started. I can tell you that if I had to sit at home and just talk into a camera sitting on my bed or sitting on a couch, there's no way they would be as long as they are. There's just, I couldn't sit there that long. You know, I can stand in the kitchen and I can show stuff off and whatever, but like, this is very relaxing for me. It's very cathartic. You know, when I'm at home, I feel like, well, I should be cleaning a closet, or I should be, you know, straightening things up in the kitchen, or doing this. I'm constantly like, I think I should do this, I think I should do that, I think I should do this, right? So when I'm in a car, it really, truly, truly feels like I'm just having a conversation with you. Like you're sitting in the passenger seat and we're just talking. And it's very cathartic for me. You know? So that's it. I don't know. Like it's just it's not that deep. I don't know. I mean, there just isn't really any like huge reason for why I do it. It just is that. I do think that I came up with a name for the book club today. I like called Mel. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I think I have a name for the book club. And I told her, and she's like, oh my God, that's so good. So I think I have a name for the book club, but for the podcast, it will have to be something completely different, because it wouldn't work for the podcast. But that's fine, you know, it is what it is. Man, that workout that I did with my trainer this week is still killing me. Somebody said you're supposed to work out, in the comment section, somebody said you're supposed to work out like when your legs are sore, because it helps you become unsore. Like I remember that from when I ran a lot back in the day. Like when I was like really sore the next day, I would run a lot more. I used to run extensively, like 5 to 7 miles a day. It's been years since I've done that, like 15 years. But I did back in the day. And weird time of my life. I loved to run though back then. I would go to the gym, and I had this little gym in my apartment complex that had 2 treadmills, one behind the other. It was this really small gym, and I would put on like some channel, like you know, USA or AMC or whatever, because they had cable up in there. They had cable in the gym. It was literally 2 treadmills, and then in the back it was like 2 Stairmasters, we call those ellipticals today, but back in the day we called them Stairmasters, and they were like side by side. And then there was like one free weights set with like 1 bench, and then there was like this big machine in the middle, and that's what it was. Or were there 3 treadmills? I think there might have been 3 treadmills, like 2 side by side, and then or 1 kind of at the angle, and that was it. And I loved that little gym so much. That little gym, I mean, I was in the best shape of my entire life, and I would go into that gym every single night. I went in there 7 days a week. It was between my first boyfriend and my second boyfriend, and I would go in there like 7 nights a week. And when I came home from work, I think like I napped then, like, so I've always been a napper, and I would come home, and I think I would have like a snack after work, but I was like eating super healthy, so it was probably some lame snack, you know, like, I don't know, like saltines and a V8 or something like that, like 2 saltines and a V8 can of V8 juice. It was like real, you know, what we thought was healthy back then. And then I would take a nap, and then I would get up. I think I worked out and then came home and ate. And I would go work out, and I would do my weight routine, and then I would start running. I lifted weights like 3 to 4 times a week, but then I would do my, I would run. And I can remember that first mile because I can remember just like watching it as the thing like went around on the treadmill, you know. These are old machines, but I would watch myself, like, and I would hit like a quarter of a mile, and I'd be like, oh my God, I'm dying. And then I would hit like a half a mile, and I was like, I thought I would never make it. And I can remember as I would like go from like 3/4 of a mile to like almost like, you know, like almost to a mile, like at some point in there, I would start like getting my rhythm. And after that first mile, I literally could have ran 20 miles. Like, that's how I felt. Like, I can remember feeling like I could just go and go and go and go and go and go and go. In fact, when I was talking to my trainer earlier in the week, you know, I was asking her like what kind of cardio to do. Like, I don't know what to do. I said, when I come in here, you know, she's like, well, you know, there's these exercises that I've suggested, and these. I said, I know, but I kind of like need like, back in the day, what I did, and I told her this, I said, I used to like run 5 to 7 miles a day. And she was like, you ran 5 to 7 miles a day? I said, yeah, I ran 5 to 7 miles a day. I would just sit there, and I would turn it on, and I ran like 12-minute miles, 11-minute miles. I was not a fast runner. And I said, I would sit there, and I mean, that was fast for me. I got it down to like, you know, 12 plus minute mile. And I would sit there, and maybe it was longer than that. It can't be though, because I would run for like an hour and a half. But anyway, I can remember like all those movies, like I Know What You Did Last Summer, all those Scream, they would always be like on the USA channel, and I would watch it. Like, there was like a whole month that I Know What You Did Last Summer was on. And I can remember because it was like, I would be working out at the gym at the same time that Ryan Philippe, is that his name? Philippi, or whatever his name is. I was married to Reese Witherspoon. He would be like in the gym. It's the scene when somebody comes in the gym and he's like just come out of the shower, and he goes to the window, he's like on the window. But anyway, I remember that scene. Like, I would be running and that scene would come on. And then like, why can't I think of her name? Like when she runs in, and Jennifer Love Hewitt like runs into that girl's store, and her and her sister. Anyway, I just remember watching those specific scenes when I was running, and I would just sit there, and I would have my headphones on listening to music, but I would like be watching the movie, and I would run for like an hour and a half. So between like a 12 and a 15-minute mile, I think is what I ran. I can't remember. But I just kind of kept an even pace. And, then I would, you know, like 3 days, 4 days a week, I would lift weights. But I had this thing, and I got it in Men's Health magazine. And it wasn't just basic training in the military. It was like their workout that they did. And it was like biceps. It was all free weights. And it was like biceps, triceps, you know, shoulders, overhead shoulders, this. And it was all this kind of, it was like 10 exercises that if you do, you'll be in great shape. And it was from this magazine article. And I had written it down on like, this paper, and I like printed the paper off at work, and I made like a grid, and then I would go over there, and I literally would like do it, check it off, do it, check it off. And I did that like 4 to 5. That was really helpful to me. And I was telling her that, and she's like, well, I can make something like that for you, but that's not really like, we've come a long way since then. Like, we don't look at working out the same way anymore. Like, we look at it as doing like muscle groups or leg day or back, you know, back day and stuff like that. And I said, I know, I said, but I'm just not that sophisticated yet. Like, that doesn't really mean anything to me, you know, like, like, I don't know anything of what I'm doing, you know? And so she was like, well, what do you want to do as far as cardio? And I'm just like looking at the machines, and I'm thinking, I don't really want to do any of it, in all honesty, but I know I'm going to feel better, and I'm never going to get into shape or have better health or lose any kind of weight if I'm not doing some kind of cardio. And I know that for me to get more comfortable doing cardio, I mean, I'm really, really heavy right now, you know? And I'm like, I know for me to get to the point where I'm doing any kind of cardio regularly where I feel comfortable with it, I'm just going to have to start. Like, it's just going to have to be like, you know? And, so she was like, well, what if you started like running again? And I said, oh, there's no way. I said, there's absolutely no way that I could just start running and go down into it again. And so I was telling her, like, she had said to me that she had this client that, like, you know, started walking, and then, like, you know, she would walk a mile and then, like, run for, like, 20 seconds. And then she, you know, moved it up until she was running for, like, 20 minutes and then 30 minutes. And that's how she started, like, doing marathons and stuff, you know, which I know that. I mean, like, I think that's how I started originally way back in the day. It wasn't like I got on the treadmill and ran, you know, an hour and a half. That wasn't the case. I had to work up to it. It was a lot of work to get there. But I told her, I said, yeah. I said, I think I could do that. And she's like, well, do you want to? And I said, I don't know. Like, I don't. Like, I have a book on my Audible that was, like, free that I downloaded, and it's called Walk to Run in 30 Days. I don't really know what the audio book, I haven't listened to it. But, I mean, you know, like, I just need to make a commitment to something and just, like, do it. The fact that I went in last week, and I have every intention of going in this week as well, you know, it's better. It's like I'm doing something. So I'm trying. When I go work out, because I go work out with my trainer during the day, there are some people in there that are, like, obviously, like, in their late 60s, and they are, like, in intense shape. Like, in an intense shape. There was this woman, I was, like, walking on the treadmill, and this woman, she was on, like, the elliptical machine, like, 3 machines down from me or something. 2 machines or 3 machines down from me. She was probably, oh, she had to be, like, I mean, she was a very good-looking woman, but she had to have been in her late 60s. She was, I don't think there was one bit of body fat on her, and her arms were so completely toned. I mean, like, not as extreme as, like, Tina Turner, or not as extreme as, like, you know, Angela Bassett and What's Love Got to Do with It, but, like, pretty toned. Like, up there. Let's just be, like, it was close to that. I was gonna say let's be for real, but, you know, like, it was up there. And her endurance on this elliptical machine, I just was like, I could not believe it. And her face didn't look like she had any work or anything done, and it was just like she had very few lines. She just looked so healthy, and I was like, that's what I want. Like, I just want to feel and look healthy is what I want, you know? I don't want to huff and puff anymore, be out of breath, and, you know, but I don't, like, compared to the past, like tonight, talking about it, I don't feel like down in the dumps about it. I feel like it's within reach. I mean, how long? I have been talking about this for 3 years on this damn blog. It's like, Peter, either do it or shut up about it. I mean, like, I know that, like, people get sick of hearing about it and all that. And it's like, I get sick of feeling it. I get sick of talking about it and having it in my head. It's like, I know it. I know what I need to do. And I just don't do it, you know? I think it's the same thing with... I think what's hard for me is, like, it's the same thing with any other dream you want to achieve or any other project you want to start. And I'm like... I'm somebody that in my life, like, I'm pretty successful with the things that I aim to do. Like, I feel like I've had a lot of successes in my life, and I've been, like, gung-ho, like, okay, get a master's degree, get a master's degree. Gonna stay sober, stay sober. Do the service commitment in recovery, I'm doing the service commitment, I'm all the way in, you know? Asked to do this in recovery, I do that, you know? Like, marriage counseling, we're all in, we're committed. You know, write a book, write a book. You know what I mean? Start a YouTube channel, stick to starting a YouTube channel. You know, vlog every day for 3 years plus, you know? Start a review channel, post review videos, left and right. I mean, I feel like I'm pretty consistent with the things that I set out to do. But it's a lot. Like, And I think, like, one of the things that really helps with the health stuff is that it's not like a new project. It's a changing the way that I look at how I'm living my life. There is absolutely no reason why I couldn't get up every day and go to the gym and that be the first thing that I do. And in fact, if I did that, I probably would get my videos up sooner and be more productive, because when I leave that gym, I'm like awake, I'm like alive, right? So if I got up at, let's say, I could even sleep in till 10:30 or 11 every single day, 11:30, 12. Let's just say if I got up then and went into the gym and worked out for an hour and a half, and came home, took a shower, and made my videos would be done at like 4 or 5, and I would have worked out every day, I don't know, it's just like, I think I need to try like a week of doing this and a week of doing that and seeing like really how I feel doing that stuff, I think I'm more excited about it now than I was before. She killed me though last week. We literally worked out for 15 minutes and then I did cardio for 15 minutes, and I woke up the next day. I was telling Alex, I was so proud of myself. I was showing him like the exercises we were doing, they were lame, and he was like, I'm so proud of you, babe. It wasn't a lot that I did, but it was like my thighs hurt so bad the next day. I could really use some kind of like Diet Coke or Dr. Pepper, but I'm sure as hell not gonna even try to go through that McDonald's again. What's the point? I just saw a shooting star, but I could be wrong. Hi, Karen. I'm waving to you. I'm right by you, Karen. She always says, hi, waving. Karen, I'm waving to you right now. I don't know exactly where it is in like this 2-mile radius or 5-mile radius, but I know it's around here somewhere. Hi, Karen. Funny tonight, like my friend whose birthday it was tonight, like her husband is real intrigued. He's starting a podcast, but it's about something that he does with work. It has absolutely nothing to do with like anything that I'm interested in, but he's really, really interested in the whole world of like YouTube and like what I do, and he's always like asking me 100 questions whenever we meet. He's hilarious. He's so funny. And so he was like, okay, what was the tea today? What was the big the drama video today? And I said, well, it was about Tana Mojo and Logan Paul. And he goes, are they YouTubers? And I go, yeah. And he goes, who are they? And I go, Logan Paul and Jake Paul. They're like brothers, and they're like big, like, YouTubers, vloggers. He's like, now, are those people that I should know? He's 30, how old is he? He's 34. And I'm like, well, not necessarily, and whatever. And he's like, this guy's not nerdy. He's like with it, right? And he's like, now who's the other one? And I'm like, Tana Mojo. And he's like, and who is she? And I'm like explaining it to her. And then he's like, now who else has been in the news lately? Have you seen any really good videos I should watch? And I said, yeah, you should watch this video that Shane Dawson put out. I said, you know who Shane Dawson is? He was like, nope, never heard of him. That was funny. It's funny because some of my friends, like I made a comment in my video and I said, well, first of all, you can tell when you get a hater because a hater will come on your video and they'll leave like 4 comments and they're all super, super negative. And I got one of those tonight and I'd never seen him leave a comment before. And I was like, block, done. If you're just gonna come over to here to hate on me, if you wanna share a good opinion about something, share a good opinion. But like, you know, and I don't care if it disagrees with my opinion or not, but if you're gonna come on here and just like like literally throughout the whole video, the video is 23, I was like picked about all these parts and was like, and you're just call me names and stuff. I just was like, psh. But anyway, he said, in one video, I said, none of my friends know who any of these influencers are, because I was suggesting that like makeup that like Jeffree Star or Tati or Manny MUA or Laura Lee or all these people make, like, that my friends have no clue like who these people are. Okay, even my friends that wear makeup don't really know who these people are. So like, they're not, because they don't watch YouTube. And these aren't friends of mine that are 50. These are friends of mine that are 20 to 30. They don't watch YouTube. So they don't know what a Tati neutral palette is, right? So they're not gonna buy it, because like they're not invested in the world of the influencer. And I said that, you know, most of my friends don't know who these people are. Well, that's the truth. Like, the people that I'm giving these palettes to, the girls that, you know, work for Tanya, and my hairstylist, and, you know, like 2 girls that, you know, work at the salon that I go to and stuff like that, they don't know who these people are. You know, they might know, like one of them knows who Jeffree Star is, because he's done like master classes and stuff like that, but the rest of the people, they don't really watch them, you know? They don't watch YouTube. It's so crazy to me, because I live my life so much on YouTube that you start thinking that everybody watches YouTube, and the reality is the majority of people out there don't watch YouTube. Like, I mean, most people that I run into don't. I'll be like, do you watch YouTube? And they're like, no. I'm like, they're like, I don't even have the app on my phone. And I'm like, oh, okay. But but what was funny was, I had said in my video today that, like, I have a couple friends of mine that are in their 40s that love to follow and watch everything that like Jake Paul and Tana Mojo do. I do have a couple friends of mine. They're like people that watch YouTube all the time that are in their 40s. They're not people like that I know exclusively in my personal life. They're people that like I've met through YouTube, and they do watch all of the Tana and Jake stuff, and they're kind of like obsessed with follow. But you can't ever make a statement. Somebody wants to hold you to it like it's the sacred Bible of truth, because you say one thing, it's like, oh, and then I said I had a friend, you know, anyway. Patty. It was at the end and I didn't even realize it. But it is true, like almost nobody in my personal life has any clue who these people are. The only YouTubers that my husband knows are like people that actually have like do other things like Instagram and stuff. Like, he likes Kyle Krager. He watches all of Kyle Krager's videos because he thinks he's handsome, and he did a video about his dog, and it really upset Alex when he, like, because his dog passed away. He did a really nice video about that. And then Alex watches this guy who got famous on Instagram doing these funny like videos in Spanish. I don't know who this guy is, but Alex just sits there and howls laughing watching his videos. And now he does videos on YouTube. He actually has a huge following, and he lives in Miami, I think. And Alex watches him, but that's it. Like, Alex, like, he might watch clips of stuff that comes up on YouTube, but and Melissa doesn't watch anybody on YouTube. Now, Tanya Jean, she watches everything on YouTube now. She watches all the beauty influence. She knows more about stuff that's going on than I do. Like, she'll say to me, like, oh, did you see such and such happen? And I'll be like, girl, I didn't even know that was going on. She'll be like, how did you not know that was going on? And she's like, I was watching this video and blah, blah, blah. She watches it all go down. My friend Valerie, she does watch YouTube. But Valerie is interesting because Valerie has her favorites. And they're favorites that, like, I think I've mentioned this on here before. She has her favorites. And they're people that, like, I had never heard of or I didn't watch. Like, one of Valerie's favorites that she watches a lot are... actually, there's somebody here in Indiana that's like a beauty influencer, and it's not that Jam Beauty, because I know who that is. She's very sweet, though. It's somebody that lives on another part of Indianapolis. But then Valerie also watches that Lisa 101 or something like that. She really likes her. And there's some other people that she watches. But Valerie's like really into makeup and stuff. and she knows who Tati and Jeffrey and all those people are, and James Charles, but she doesn't, she doesn't invest her money in that stuff. And, you know, like and Valerie knows her stuff when it comes to like skincare and things like, I mean, she really knows her stuff. So, yeah, but like most of my friends, like Melissa and, they don't, I mean, they have no clue, you know. My cousin Caroline, she watches YouTube, but she watches like this chick that does As Seen on TV reviews. She loves her because apparently, I can't remember what her name is, but Caroline always goes on and on and on. She's like, you should do all As Seen TV reviews like this girl does. And I'm like, yeah, like that wouldn't be just copying her channel or anything. I mean, I could do As Seen on TV reviews, but to do it just like she does, that would be exactly copying her channel. She does like, she follows like the ad and then she does like recreates it to see if, and Caroline loves her. She talks about her all the time. Who else in my life? I'm trying to think. Like the baristas at Starbucks that I talk to, they have no clue who any of these people are when I talk about them. This one girl that used to work there did. Who else? That I talk to on a regular basis. But, you know, I mean, I have a couple YouTuber friends that watch YouTube videos regularly. I just watch stupid clips, like the RuPaul's Drag Race stuff that was on Saturday Night Live, and, like, I'll fall down a rabbit hole of something like cute videos of, well, like okay. Alex said to me the other night, he was like, you know, and this is on the heels of me saying I don't know that I said to him, I said, I'm not thinking about getting another dog right now. I just enjoy watching it. Because he noticed that I was watching all of these videos about Chihuahua puppies. Like cute Chihuahua puppies. And he was like, are you thinking about that you're ready to get another dog? I said, no. I said, I'm just wanting to watch the videos of the cute Chihuahua puppies, you know? So I'll watch stuff like that. I watch a lot of paranormal stuff, but not so much like the stories. Oh, that is one thing that I'll fall down the rabbit hole of. Like the time traveler community, I like watch a lot of those videos. I watch, oh my God, right now I'm absolutely obsessed with like the near-death experience community, of which there's a huge one. There's this chick that she does videos exclusively, this woman, I love her, and she just did a video, it just came up, and it was called, Are Your Pets Afraid to Cross the Rainbow Bridge? I watch almost all of her videos, although like a lot of her videos are like sales for like, come and take my class and private readings and all this kind of stuff. But she's always, oh my God, we had that conversation at dinner tonight. There were 3 people at dinner. No, because my friend Valerie, she goes to a psychic that she swears by, and so she told me I need to go to this woman. I've been meaning to schedule an appointment with her forever. But then 2 of my friends at dinner said that, I think I'm gonna book an appointment like this week, this one. They were telling us about psychics that they have had like phenomenal stories with, and this one woman, so my friend who, her husband, her birthday, my friend with the birthday, my friend whose birthday it was tonight, her husband was telling me that he works with this woman who goes to psychic, and she swears by her, and she's like a medium, and she talks to her dad all the time via this medium and stuff like that. And he was like, I really want to go and talk to her because I want to talk to my grandma and whatever. And I was like, yeah, I really want to go too. But like, I'm kind of apprehensive about some of that stuff because I wanted to go. And the whole time Sarah's like, don't tell them anything about you. Don't tell them anything about who you are. They'll look you up online and they'll find out all of your information. And then it's not like, I'm like, Sarah, okay. But this woman that he mentioned, I had actually had 2 friends of mine that went to like 10 years ago, and they swore by her. They said that she was like 100% the real deal. They're like, she is legit the real deal. So I got her number, and I'm thinking about scheduling an appointment with her to see if I can come in, see if I can go in this week sometime, or when she has an availability to book an appointment with her. People are always like, you should film that if you go to a psychic. It's like kind of like a private thing for me. Like I would talk about it obviously on here, but it's like a really private thing. Like I wouldn't record that and show that, you know? I was gonna make this a really short vlog tonight, and it's now gone kind of long. I mean, not long, but it's not short by any means. Okay, I have to share a little secret. I'm completely obsessed with Billie Eilish. I've like downloaded all of her music almost. It started with the song Everything I Wanted. I think that's what it's called. And it's a remix, and I loved it. I heard it somewhere that we were at, and I loved it, and I downloaded it. And then I downloaded, oh, before that, I've like, a friend of mine in recovery, like, she had recommended, like, her to me, and so I downloaded a bunch of these songs that she told me to download. Oh, I know where I heard that Everything I Wanted. Okay, this is so random. I was talking to somebody one night about the dance moms, and I was like, what happened to all those girls? Like, do they still have social media, you know, whatever? And so I started looking them all up on Instagram. I looked up Nia. She was always my favorite. And I looked up Kalani, and I looked up, what's her name? Well, Mackenzie was how I found it, but what's her sister's name? Why can't I think? She's the most, Maddie Ziegler, that did the Sia music video. So her sister, Mackenzie, all those girls have totally grown up now. Oh my God, the battery is flashing. I do have my other battery with me, but I'm not gonna vlog for much longer anyway. Here's my battery. But she's like singing. She has a great voice. She's like singing on her Instagram, and it was that song, and I was like, oh, because I had heard it somewhere else, and she had it like underneath her tag that it was a Billie Eilish song, and I was like, that's that song that I was. So I like went and downloaded that song, and I like fell in love with it, and then it's right now on right here on my iTunes. No Time to Die by Billie Eilish. Oh, it's been playing over and over and over the whole time that I've been vlogging here because I didn't have it paused. No Time to Die by Billie Eilish. It's the new No Time to Die single. No Time to Die, Billie Eilish. It's the new James Bond theme song. And I have watched all these interviews with her. This is another rabbit hole I fell down. I started watching all these Billie Eilish videos with her and her brother, or her alone, her on Ellen, her and her brother being interviewed. It was the first television interview that they did. And they're just genuinely very sweet, very nice, and she's very nice. She's a very nice person. No, I don't know her, but, you know, obviously I don't go to the Chinese buffet with her, and I don't know her like that, but she just seems very nice. And I mean, to tell you, that voice would haunt souls, wouldn't it? I mean, she's one of the most beautiful voices I've ever heard in my entire life. Just effortless. And so I'm obsessed with Billie Eilish right now. If you don't know who she is and you haven't heard her, go check her out. Her name is spelled E-I-L-I-S-H, Billie, B-I-L-L-I-E, which coincidentally is also one of my favorite names of life for a woman, and also the name of a character in one of my books. That was a woman. I'm gonna go in here and change the battery. I cannot get my beard right. I have been like trimming it, and then like there'll be a part over here that's up, and somebody even like noticed it in my drama video, and they go, you almost have that beard trimmed up correctly and matched correctly. I was like, oh, I can't get this right. It's driving me crazy. It's like one side is a little bit higher than the other. I just need to go in to like a barber and have them like trim it up and clean it up for me perfectly. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? I kind of have to go to the bathroom, and I should go in here and go to the restroom, but I don't really feel like it. Actually, I think I am gonna do that really quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I have since done a review of the Sprite Ginger. When I was in the gas station, I went to go see if they had it, because somebody had sent to me today that they wanted me to review it, so I did. Where's my cap for this drink? Oh, here it is. They wanted me to review it and see what I thought, so I thought, well, I'll do that tonight, and then I'll have that review for tomorrow. While I'm sitting here, then I was texting Alex and asking him what he was doing, and they were walking to another place, and then he said he was coming home. So, I am going to head home. My eyes are starting to get tired. I don't even know if I'm going to listen to any of my audiobook tonight. I'm starting to get tired, so I'm going to go home, take my contacts out, get into bed with the pups, and lay down. So anyway, yeah. I have really no idea how long I've vlogged now. I think I've vlogged for like over an hour. I don't think we really have anything to do tomorrow except for we'll go to brunch and and then we will come home, and I don't know what we'll do after that. Just kind of hang out, I guess. I might make some videos, like I said. I was kind of thinking it might be nice to go to the candlelight tomorrow night, because when I went on Friday, I was telling Tony this today, when I went on Friday, I really had a good time going to that meeting. I like missed going to the candlelight. They're very peaceful, and I feel like it might be a good way for me to start my week being like, you know, peaceful and serene if I went to that meeting tomorrow night. So I'm thinking I might do that to see. I might ask Tanya if she wants to go, or my sponsor, and if they don't, then I might just go by myself. We'll see. I don't know. I like kind of starting my heat blasted on. I like kind of starting my week on a peaceful note, you know. Oh my. I'm so relaxed tonight. You know, when I was younger, I needed very little sleep. I would take naps, but my naps were not laps. My naps were not long. They were like an hour and a half max, which to some people probably seems like a long nap, but I mean, to then go on and do a bunch of stuff, you know, in the evening. And I would always take my naps at like, you know, get home from work about 4:30, between 4:30 and 5, and I would lay down like right away. And then I guess somebody's texting me. I can't see who it is. There's like 3 texts in a row now. I would get home between 4:30 and 5, and I would lay down from like 5 to 6 or 5 to 6:30, and then I would get up, and you know, then I would go to my meetings, or I would, this is way back in the day, or you know, my ex and I would like get dinner, or we would go out to dinner, or we would watch a movie or a TV show or something, you know, and then I would go to bed between 11:30 and 12, and I would get up at like 7, you know, and I needed between like 6 and 7 hours of sleep, and I was like wide awake, and I just really enjoyed taking, like I took naps because I loved taking naps. It wasn't like I took naps because I was exhausted. I've always just liked taking naps. I sleep better during a nap sometimes. But now, like as I get older, I find myself needing a lot of sleep. Like I find myself needing like, there was one night last week when I vlogged and I got done early and I went to bed early. And I slept like 9.5 hours, and I got up and I felt like really, really rested. And I was like, okay, so maybe I need between like 8 and 9 hours of sleep. I mean, people recommend 8 and 9 hours of sleep anyway, right? Like that's normal. But I guess for so long, I've just kind of always thought I could do it on like 6 hours of sleep, 7 hours, between 6 and 7 hours of sleep, because I did it, and I would be like, I gotta go in here and read these texts. This is where I ordered a pizza one night. I came in here and ordered a pizza. Do you guys remember that? That wasn't too long ago. But I would get like 6 or 7 hours of sleep, and it was enough. And I didn't feel exhausted or whatever. But now, like if I don't get a lot of sleep, I kind of feel real exhausted. Alex was like telling me where they were like at and where they were going. I don't know like what that place is. It doesn't matter anyway. Alex is somebody that like he can sleep like on the weekends. Well, he goes to bed early anyway. I mean, he gets like 9-10 hours of sleep most nights. Like on the weekends, he can like really sleep. When we first started dating, like he could sleep. Like he would sometimes, like I can remember, he'd be so tired from like going out and doing stuff on the weekends that like on Sundays, he would go to bed. Like we would go to brunch or something or a late lunch, and we would come home. And we would lay down and take a nap at like 5 or 6, and we would get up at like 7, and he would be so tired, he'd say, I think I'm just gonna go to sleep for the night. I'm like, it's 7, and he'd be like, yeah, I'm just gonna go to sleep for the night, and we had been to sleep, you know, for 2 hours, and so virtually he would sleep from like 5 until like 8 the next day. Because he was so tired, you know, on Sundays from like working all week and like going out and doing stuff on the weekends and whatever. So anyway, I'm gonna take my contacts out. Since I've been taking them out and I get up in the morning and like I put on my glasses to like take the dogs out and stuff, I like can't see like right away. I'm like, I feel like I just can't see at all, you know? I'm like, because I'm so used to being in my contacts so much. But it's better than my eyes drying out and keeping my contacts in overnight. Although I did do that one night. I was like, oh, why did you do it? But it was like late and I was tired. I just didn't want to take them out. I was talking to like our friend when we were at the wedding, our friend's husband, and I was telling him the story because we both wear contacts, and he goes, oh, I leave my contacts in for like long periods of time. And I said, well, like what's the longest that you've left him in? And his wife, she like kind of rolled her eyes and she's like, yeah, tell him. And he had left his contacts in for like 3 months. And I was like, oh my God, you cannot do that. I said, I left my contacts in for like the longest, I can't remember how long it was now, 2 weeks, couple weeks or something like that. But like it was when we were in Mexico too, you know, and it was like, I had that result from him. And he was like, I know, my eye doctor's never happy with me. But like whenever like I tell that story, but he was like, yeah, my eye doctor's not happy, you know, like she or he or whoever like tells me that, you know, I need to take them out every night. I'm like, you need to take them out every night. Like, trust me, I'm telling you. Like, I had a really bad reaction, you know, because I left them in for so long. And, but whenever I tell somebody that story, it seems like recently, since it happened, because it was just, you know, what, a couple weeks ago? A month ago, something like that. People are always like, oh yeah, I leave my contacts in like forever. And they're not talking about the ones that you're supposed to keep in forever. They're talking about like me, like dailies. Like, I mean, I have dailies. I'm supposed to like, well, they're bi-weekly. So you're supposed to like take them out every night, wear them for 2 weeks, throw them away after 2 weeks, and then you put a new pair in. But I think part of it is that contacts are so expensive that I try to make them last as long as I can. And sometimes, in all honesty, and this is gonna sound crazy, but like if you wear contacts, you'll know what I mean. Like having contacts in that you've worn for a while are sometimes more comfortable. Like even if you take them out every night, they're more comfortable than brand new contacts. Sometimes brand new contacts are kind of like they hurt your eyes. So, I don't know. But I've got to take them out because it's good for my eyes and I don't want to hurt my eyes, and you know, I'm grateful that I can see, so I don't want to, I mean, I just have to be a better contact. I got to be a more responsible contact wearer, and I have been, so except for one night last week. But anyway, I'm going to get off here now, and I'm going to go home and put my pajamikins on. my pajamakins, that's what I call Boo and Tucker. You know what, we have onesies for them that we got like years ago. They didn't have one for Pee-Pee, so I just bought them for Boo and Tucker that year, and they're like little onesies, they're so cute. I'll have to bring those out and see if they still fit those guys. I don't know if they would or not. They really haven't grown a whole lot though in the last, I mean, obviously, you know, because they're not puppies anymore, but I'll have to bring those out and see if they'll fit them. I wonder where they are. They're so cute. Anyway, I'm gonna get off here now, so I hope you guys are having an amazing Sunday, unless you have other plans, but like I always say, do not have other plans. Have the most amazing Sunday. Do something very spiritual, if that's what you believe in, very spiritual. Spiritual, very serene. Meditate on your week ahead, set some goals for yourself, plan out your week, some things that you want to achieve, and yeah, and have an amazing Sunday. Do something fun today. Do something relaxing. Do something that when you look back on yourself, when you look back on this day 10, 20, 35 years, 6 months from now, you'll be proud of yourself for making that choice. And live a life of intention. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror every single day. And you do your daily affirmations, your daily positive affirmations. And you tell yourself good things about yourself in the day to come. And you say, I love you. You are valuable. You are important. You are worthy. You are worthy of good things. You are beautiful. You are handsome. You are funny. You are talented. You are smart. And today is going to be an amazing day. And good things are going to happen today. You're going to have a great day today, and if anything happens today that gets you out of line, you can start your day over whenever you want. 2020 is your year, and this is going to be an amazing year, full of accomplishment and success, and you're going to have the greatest year ever this year. And most importantly, make sure that you pass it on to somebody else and you let them know how much they mean to you. Somebody random on the street, or you know, family member, spouse, your partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, child, anybody, your dog, cat. Just say hamster, ferret, fish, bird, and say, you know what, I just want to let you know how much you mean to me, and thank you for being in my life. And I really, really appreciate you, and I appreciate your support, and I appreciate you being such a great part of my life. We need to let more people know that on a regular basis. And most importantly, well, that was most importantly, but also practice random acts of kindness, just small things, and don't tell anybody. Remember that, don't tell anyone, as the book said the other day on my Peter Isms channel. And I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. I forgot to say the last love you, so of course I had to come back. So anyway, I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.